Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. It is Matt, the Southern Gooner, on a Friday evening. And I hope everybody's doing well. Hope everybody is having a good day. Hope everybody's week has been productive and successful. And ladies and gentlemen, we are here tonight to discuss the debacle that was yesterday. And did not get a chance to watch the game with the guys last night, but I did get a chance to rewatch the the debacle, and I did see the highlights once I got in because I listened to the game all the way home from the great state of Alabama yesterday, which was a nice long drive. So I was able to listen to the entire game and was able to get the visual with the game when I got back home yesterday. So I was able to see a few things and was able to catch up with DJ last night. If you saw me over on DJ B's, and of course, once we ended it and we hopped off with Lee last night, I was able to rewatch everything and check it out just to get a idea of exactly what all went down last night. And I said, you know what? I didn't do a fan cam last night, so I said, I could do a show on it and discuss quite a few different things. There's quite a bit to unpack from that game last night. Big up to everybody in the chat. Shout out to TJ Warren, much love, brother. Appreciate the rate, my friend. Waffle, see you in the chat as well, my friend. Aces, as always, brother. Always good to see you, Lenny Moon. And everybody else. If I forgot you, charge it to my head and not my heart. We've already had to kick one jackass out. So just letting you know right now, we are on Jackass Watch in the chat. So mods, be on your business. Make sure that you are putting them out. We've already got the timer on. We've got the subscription delay. So we're going to try to keep the foolishness down to a minimum in here. We're going to keep it peaceful, calm, cool, and collected. Remember, they only get upset when you discuss the facts. Just always remember that. Whenever you discuss the facts, the argument itself, that's the only time the goblins tend to start acting out. So let's get right down to business this evening, everybody. Let's just jump right into it. We go into the game yesterday. City dropped the points. Everyone there's an atmosphere. There's an air of there's a shot here. We've got a chance. You know, you look at Liverpool, they're not as potent as they normally are. You look at City, they're not as potent as they normally are. And these are opportunities. And these are opportunities that you take advantage of. We're going into a game. They've got a player hurt. They've got another player hurt. They got one away at AFCON. For all intents and purposes, they're coming to the Emirates. You're thinking to yourself, you're saying, hey, look, you know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. And what do? We do what we normally do. The manager reverted right back to what we've seen earlier this year. Now, you all know me. You all know I come with stats, numbers, statistics. I come with the bare facts, the exact facts of what we've seen. And when I was doing my research, I literally had an aha moment. I scratched my head and I said, you know, what's on top of my head? I scratched it. And I said to myself, well, damn, why did we actually think we had a chance of winning that game last night under this manager? Then when I present to you these bare facts today, you'll see why. I don't think we were ever in to win that game. Either way it would have went yesterday. And that's the disturbing trend here that I'm starting to find out here with this manager, with certain teams, and in certain situations throughout the year. And this is why I've been cautiously optimistic most of this season. Even though we are 6 points ahead, I still remember when we were 8 points ahead. And I just think for me, it's not so much the players, even though I have my gripes, and we'll get into some of that this evening as well. I do have my gripes with some of the players. I don't think as a whole we can put everything on the players this season. as if we've done in past seasons. I just think that this year is down to the manager does not have a clear understanding of how to manage and how to get the best out of teams, out of this team in certain situations versus other teams. He gets into a shell and he allows certain situations to dictate what he wants to do. Uh, the more and more I think about it, if City would have won that game, it'd be very interesting how he would have came out and played. But City lost their game, and so well, drew or whatever it was. I can't remember if it was a draw or loss now. Just how the days are flying by. But either way, they dropped points. Excuse me, they dropped points. They drew, and so them dropping points, Arteta takes the easy way out. Always, as long as we don't lose, we're fine. And we've got the manager's words to back that up. But I want you all to see this right here. You know I come with stats, numbers, and statistics. Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Hope everybody's doing well. Let's hop in the chat right quick before we do that. Give everybody a shout out here. Let's give everybody a shout out. Shane, I see you there, big brother. Hope you're doing well. Enjoy the Irish dinner, my friend. I enjoyed that, my friend. Yep, that's it, bro. We're almost there, y'all. We're trying to get to the road to 5,000 before the season's out. Appreciate that, brother. Yep. Terrell, big up, brother. Big up, Anthony Burden. Hope you're doing well up in Sakakalaki. Y'all will get some of this rain that's over there heading this way. Probably tomorrow. We've got Aluwani. He's on mutant patrol for me. And we've got much love from Nicole. Yep. And we're going to get into that as well, my friend. You best believe we're getting into that as well. Tangus said, Liverpool said we'll basically keep the ball. You're not having any corners, Arsenal. We're going to start seeing more of that this season. Declan says 29 is getting the new deal. I'm going to tell you what I think that is. I think that deal is going to be a renegotiation of his wage. I think that wage is for to get sorted out here. Because if you plan on staying here, you're not paying him that for what he's been putting out the last few years. So we'll get into that. But hopefully, remind me before we go, we'll get into that. And I think that's a little bit of everybody. If I forgot you, don't worry about it. I'll circle back. Make sure we give everybody some love. Norms, what's up, bro? What's up, my friend? What's up? Oh yeah, I tried to sneak one in on you, my friend. Sneak one in on you. Arteta accountants say spent over $1 billion, but the manager doesn't have the ability, so there's no accountability for Arteta. It's concerned. All right, we have a terrible performance last night from Ryan. Absolutely, big up, my friend. Big up all the way up in Sweden, my friend. Hope you're doing well, total. All right, and we've got Yusuf. Big up, my friend. Watching from Columbus. Are you watching from Columbus, Ohio, or Columbus, Georgia? There's a couple of Columbuses, my friend, but I hope you're doing well, my friend. And then we've got, I don't care, with 6 points ahead, sack him immediately. We'll never win the league with this coward. All right, let's get down to it, y'all. Let's get down to it. So when you look at the situation we're in, we'll start here. You look at the situation we're in. And this is what I keep trying to stress to people. And I don't think people understand the magnitude of the situation we're finding ourselves in. Yeah, we're 6 points clear. And that's a fact. We're 6 points clear. There's a lot of food still on the table, as we say down here. There's a lot of food there on the table, So there's a lot to still have to unpack, to go through. There's 54 points, I think DJ said last night. 54 points are still available there. And we're on 49 right now. We're on 49 right now. But when you look below us, City is on 43. And then Aston Villa is sitting on 43. And as I've been telling you all season, there's going to be another team historically that barnstorms their way through the second half of this season somewhere in this table. Somewhere in this table, there's going to be, especially in the top six, there's going to be somebody that's going to go on a run. and then they'll be to the party as well. But for right now, we'll just keep it at Aston Villa and Man City. Now, Aston Villa's thinking about what happened yesterday, and they're going, "Well, damn, we've got another shot at this. We're back. We're back in this. We're back in this as well." Unai's thinking, if I could put together a nice run, then we can probably let's have a run at it. We might not win it, but let's just have a run at it. Let's see what we can do. Because in their minds, they're looking, they got to be looking and saying, well, as of right now, just on the basis of everything that the way it's looking at, they're probably going to qualify for the Champions League next year, which is one feather in this cap for the year already. So let's see what we can do with the league. Man City's thinking to themselves, bad as we've played, we're still there. Not to mention they signed Semenyo today. And the word on the street is they're actually looking either at Gahey or they're looking at the defender from Roma, I think it's Wesley. So now we know that they're going to probably strengthen, and they're probably thinking that, well, if we can just shore the defense up, we've got another attacking piece, and we could possibly get another run in, because they'll be looking at the math and they'll be saying, well, if we can beat Arsenal, that's 3 points. And just off the basis of who we are, we're probably going to drop points again somewhere anyway. That's just off the basis. And that's just the natural order of football. We're not going undefeated for the rest of this season. If we do, amazing. But it's just the team is just not going to happen under this manager. We're not going undefeated. So we're probably going to drop at least 6 more points somewhere. This is why I keep telling people 6 points is not enough. And everybody keeps going, we're 6 points ahead. I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But 6 points is not enough. If I'm proven wrong, that's great. Excellent. But of watching football all my life, I'm here to tell you 6 points is not going to cut it right now. We need a sizable lead. And this is why I kept trying to tell people when we started the season, and I came on here and I kept telling you all, when we played Liverpool, we went to Anfield early in the season. I think it was game 4. You go there and you draw. Well, we lost. Excuse me, we lost. And we didn't go there to win. He went there with the same intentions that he had last night, not to lose. And what happened? We end up dropping the ball again. And it's time after time after time after time after time that we consistently find ourselves when we have these meaningful games that can paint the way a season can go. And we find ourselves not being brave. Because that's the way I look at it last night. The manager was not brave. You're at home. Crowd is at your back. Atmosphere is electric. Everybody's coming out. Let's go for it. That was some of the worst football we watched all year. And that was probably one of the worst Liverpool Arsenal games I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen quite a few of them. And the sad part about it was they weren't even at full staff. And we couldn't take advantage of it. You look at this table and you say to yourself, how is it that we're not at least 12 points clear? It's down to the manager and his tactics. He's too safe. He's too safe. He's too stubborn. And time after time after time after time after time, the manager lacks the ability to be bold in situations that call for being bold and brave. Yesterday was another example. You've got Liverpool coming in. I mean, yeah, they've come somewhat stopped the rot. But let's all be serious here. That was another game that was there for the taking yesterday. Another game for the taking. And when I said earlier what I said, I was flabbergasted here. Let me find my stuff here. When it comes to this manager, there we go. Is this it? Yeah, here we go. And this is what I said when it comes to this manager, I don't know why some of us actually thought that we were going to win this game yesterday. because we've only won 2 games, drawn 5, and lost 4 in the last 5 years against Liverpool under this manager. Now you let that sink in right quick. You let that sink in right there. This is one of the problem teams that we've had. The manager has only won 2 games against Liverpool in 5 years in the league. He's drawn 5 and lost 4. So when you look at this, you understand that this manager has a major problem with Liverpool. So based off of his record against them, you can say, well, we probably did well by getting the draw. But then you could turn around and say, well, he should have been motivated because of the situation we're in to go get the 3 points. Because as I told DJB last night, for me, we're already, 5 points clear. If we go for it and get 3, we're 8 points clear, right? We're 8 points clear. But if we go not to lose, we only get a point. We're 6. Still within touching distance. Still within touching distance. So now what happens is we play Forest, who just lost to Wrexham, by the way. But we go play Forest, which would be a difficult game because they can actually play with the ball on the floor. And I've told you all, we have a lot of trouble with teams that can play the ball on the floor. If we drop that game, City wins, then they peg us back another 3 points. Now it gets really hairy. This is why when you have games like last night, you've got to go get the 3 points. You've got to go get the 3 points. You've got to find a way to get 3 points. You've got to find it. There's no excuse. There's no excuse not to come out of a game like last night without 3 points. You got a lot of the fan base coming out today that's saying, oh, well, 1 point, 1 hard-earned point. It's always a hard-earned point. It's never a missed opportunity. And that's the thing. It's like this brother says right here. It was an important win. We need an important win tomorrow. Yesterday, excuse me. This last night had, to me, I started having flashbacks to when we played Man City the year we bottled the lead. When we went to the Etihad and we drew. What did that do? It signaled to everybody else that, we're not serious. We're not serious. In that second half of football last night was absolute hogwash. That was absolute hogwash. But when you deep it, as I always tell you all, ladies and gentlemen, step back 300,000 feet so you can see everything from a good perspective. We're beating teams with own goals. We're beating teams with set pieces. We're getting last second daggers. We're scraping by. And then when you play a team that's competent, they might not be at their full capacity, but they're still a good team, a formidable team. What happens? You drop points. It's been coming. It's been coming. When we played Villa, we were very fortunate. Onana was not there. I think Cash was there, and I think Kamara wasn't there. So we got him at the right time. How is it that we turn up the juice against Aston Villa in the second half, but we don't come out and turn up the juice on Liverpool? We have yet this season to play a full 90 minutes of total football. And we're over halfway through the season now. We have yet to play 90 total minutes of football. And that is one of the main problems and concerns that I have with this team going forward. Because we're going to start running into the area of fixture congestions real soon. I know we got a lot of games going on now, but if we fairly decent in some of these cup competitions, it's going to get real hectic, real hairy, real quick. And this manager is going to have to rectify this problem here that he's having with certain teams. And this right here is another example. Liverpool is taking points off of us this season. And we go to the press conference after the game last night. And the manager's talking about, where is it at here? Where is it at here? Where is it at here? Here it is. Where's this? Where did I go? I had it highlighted here. Y'all bear with me. Well, obviously, we wanted to win the game. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to do that in the first half. We were much closer to the amount of situations that the spaces that we arrived into. Normally, you pick someone in the box and it's a goal. Well, now where have we seen that at the last couple of games this year? He's saying you pick someone in the box and it's a goal. But where's that at? We had much more domination in the second half. Well, did he have on his glasses? Could he see what I was seeing? Because what I saw was completely different. And even when I was listening to it on the radio coming home last night, even the commentators were saying that we were getting overran by Liverpool. And I couldn't tell you how many times I heard Frimpong come out to the announcer's mouth last night. Frimpong. Doesn't quite sound like domination to me. Sounds like domination, but not Arsenal doing the dominating. You know? We gave away some unnecessary balls away, very unlike with us. And that didn't allow us to travel together as a team. Travel. And when you don't do that, you are not compact, and they drop everybody behind the ball and through midfield and back without having presence in the box, obviously. You know why one of the main problems we run into a low block? Does everybody understand why we run into a low block? Let's just keep it 100. You know how we work over here. We allow teams. The way we play specifically allows teams to get sorted out and set up a low block because we play so basic, fundamental. We play rudimentary football. It's real basic. 1 + 1 = 2. 2 + 2 = 4. That's how we play. And everybody knows it. This is halfway through the season. We're still playing. It's crazy to think about it, that we're still playing the same way we started the season. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed. Nothing is changing. I got a call from DJB after the game. I was in the car. He said, Matt, I said, what was your assessment of how was it looking? He said, Matt, it looked like they dropped a man in the midfield. How many times have I sat here with you all and I've told you that these teams drop an extra man in the midfield and we lose control of the game every single time? Every single time. It's been that way all year. If the other team drops an extra man in the midfield, it creates chaos. And we're all over the place. All over the place. This manager would not change this system he's playing. He's playing with two holding, and we'll get into this in just a second. He's playing with two holding midfielders. and one attacking midfielder in a 4-3-3. Now, and I've coached and I've played 4-3-3. A defensive 4-3-3 is crazy. That's suicide. And we're playing smash and grab with that, an attacking formation, and we're wondering why we're leaving it late at games. While we're looking for set piece, ole. We're looking for a free kick here. We're looking for something to bail us out. The manager will not change the philosophy. He will not go to something new. He won't. He won't be bold. He's too safe. And when you're too safe, you're going to miss opportunities. You've got to gamble every once in a while. You got to gamble every once in a while. You've got a striker that's starved of getting the ball. You got a captain shows up every. I told people, everybody's, oh man, Odegaard, he's back. Yeah, he's back to being exactly what I told y'all he was going to be. Same old. Not consistent. Not consistent. Martinelli, same old. Jesus, everybody was on their head about Jesus a couple of weeks ago. What did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all about Jesus? He's just not consistent enough, which is why he's not at City. That was the main reason why Pep got rid of him. He's not consistent. He's technically good, but he's not consistent. You look at that game yesterday and you say to yourself, why are we still looking like we did last year if we've improved so much? That's how I felt. Because it feels like I'm watching the same exact thing I watched last year. We got Jokic in the team. He was supposed to come in and drop all these goals, but it still looks the same. Jesus comes back. He gets back in the team. Guess what? It still looks the same. Trossard comes back and plays. He plays with Jesus, Saka, and it still what? Looks the same. Nothing's changed. You put Marino, put him up there. That's dried up this year. Can't do that anymore. Saka doing the same thing. He lost 2 yards of pace. Crosses in, curls in. Goalkeeper stops it. Save. People are saying they're saying, oh well, it's the striker's fault. He's not good enough. Oh, we should sell him in January. I heard that one today. We should sell him in January. I'm gonna say it again. I keep telling you all, if the striker is struggling in this system, what does that say about the attack as a whole? Because there's still 2 wing players there. And y'all have heard me ask Kenny time and time. We're on with Jez and Lee. I said, well, what's the primary job of a wing player? To do what? Facilitate goals for who? The system is broken. Oh, I got a new sign drop for y'all tonight too. I got a new sign drop. Well, I'll save it. I'll save it when we talk about the striker. When we get deep when we start breaking stuff down here, I'll save it. I got a new sign drop for y'all tonight. Normally, you'll love this one. You'll love this one. Shane, you'll love it as well. But when you see this and you hear this manager's talk, where's this quote at? On Joker's performance, he was in a great position. Sometimes the ball didn't arrive, and as I said, there were situations. Normally, we go into the 6. That was almost the ball at the feet. And normally, that's a goal. Or you pick somebody out and you score a goal. We didn't do that. And that's the thing we have to improve. Apart from the things that we did in the second half of that, wasn't probably the standards that we're used to. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Let's talk. Let's talk about this right quick. Let's talk about those standards. The manager said that those were probably not the standards. Zero shots in 7 games. Not just last night, Mr. Arteta. It's not just a last night assessment. This brother scored 97 goals in 102 games. Right there. 0 shots in 7 games. That's your striker. That's your striker. You know, this is outrageous stuff. But you know what I chalk this up to? When you see this, you see 0 shots in 7 games. When you see this kind of stuff right here, when you see this, you know what's going on. You know what's going on. You say, well, Matt, what are you talking about? How many times I got to keep showing y'all this stuff? Right there. What's this? What? Zubimendi. He's on the ball. Where's the striker? That's the striker there. Chat, who did he pass the ball to on that? Who did he pass the ball to, chat? Who did Zubimendi pass the ball to? Where did it go? Right over there. He went right over there. These players are trained to play the safe pass. The players are trained to play the safe passes. What's the safe pass? We'll send it out to soccer. Soccer don't have anything. He'll rotate it back. We'll recycle and we'll start again. 0 shots in 7 games. Does anybody in the chat right now think if that ball was passed right there, would that be a shot on target right there? If you think that would be a shot on target right there, put a 1 in the chat. Do you think that right here, if Zubimendi would have passed that ball in that arrow that I have drawn right there, do you think that would be a shot on target right there? Wait till I got another graphic that's gonna blow your mind in just a second. You think this is bad? Y'all wait till I show y'all the next one. Because that's one of those. Let's just see what happens passes right there. Let's just see what happens. Because he wouldn't, in theory, he wouldn't even need to touch the ball. He wouldn't even need to touch the ball. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Yeah, go ahead, Nefertali. Send it to me so I can pull up whatever you got. Whatever you got. It's unbelievable. And people are saying, well, what's the... People are looking at all this, and they're saying, well, it's the striker. Yeah, I know he's not up to snuff, but wait a minute. When you see stuff like this, you realize, you say, well, wait a damn minute now. Wait a damn minute. Look at this. Look who's up top with him. Look at who is up top with the striker. Look at this. Where's my drop at? My new drop for y'all when we talk about this. That's it. You're in my system. Look at this. Look at this right here. Unbelievable. You got the left back and the right back. I mean, it's laughable. It's really laughable. The left back and the right back are sitting up here with the striker. I mean, this is crazy stuff I've seen right here. And see, when we talk, we should tell everybody, Shane, all us, you tell everybody about this inverting. This is it. We are 6 years into this under this manager, and this is what we're putting out there on the field. This is what we're putting out there. This is what we're putting. Who is this right here? Who is that right there, ladies and gentlemen? Look at Soccer right down there. Soccer is up there. We're up there with Soccer, Timber, Yokers, and Cappy. And I don't know who this must be. Charles. I can't make out who that is up there. This is Arteta ball through and through. Spray and pray. Just spray the ball up top. Let's pray. Couldn't have said it any better, Lucas. Boy, know it, you, my friend. Could not say it any better. Malpractice at its finest. Absolute disgrace. And then we're talking about the strike. We go directly to the striker. Yeah, I could say the striker's not doing. He hadn't done over, been over the moon. But let's look at the situation here. Let's look at everything as a whole. This is why we tell people, stop looking at that one position and let's look at the symptom. When you go to the doctor and you talk to the doctor, you tell the doctor, see, doc, I'm not feeling good. He start asking for what? The symptoms. Then you start telling him the symptoms. Then what does he do? He goes and researches the symptoms. So he already knows the symptoms. He said, I think it might be this, it might be that. That's the same way you apply it to the striker. You say, well, the striker's not performing. Let's go look around and see what the problem is. Let's go look. Let's go see what the problem is. This is the new deal right here. 300,000 pounds a week right there. That is right there. Get used to that. Right there. Right there. Where's Odegaard at? I couldn't even find. Is this Odegaard right here? I couldn't even find Odegaard when I was looking for it. Looking through this. This is outrageous. This is outrageous stuff we're seeing here. And we go into this game yesterday, and you say, well, why are we not scoring any goals? Look at this. This was 10 minutes to the game yesterday. And this is, if you go back, if people think I'm crazy, you go back to, I think it was it Bournemouth we played? I think it was Bournemouth we played here. We played Bournemouth. And if anybody watch along with me and Lee and Ola, I kept saying, we're sending way too many men up top with nothing there in case the ball is turned over. And then you see, it's the proof right here. You got both of your left and your right back sitting up here with the striker. And the wing player sitting down here chilling. But I say, I can't even find Odegaard on this. I think that's him right there, which would be even crazy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. Because if Tim was up there, he's got to be right there. So, yeah, that's probably Odegaard right there. And I think that's Zubimendi right there. And if you didn't know any better, you would think that Liverpool was on the attack the way it looked. If you didn't know any better, and this was not broken down like this, you would think that we were building out of the back, going to the front, going towards the front. And this is the problem. I keep telling you all, this manager, the way this manager sets up. In his system, this is what you see. This is what you see. And then we wonder why we struggle. This is the same thing we've seen year and year and year up under this manager, ladies and gentlemen. It's not changing. we could get rid of Joker. People talking about Kai Havertz is coming back. Guess what? It's going to be the same thing when he gets back. Kai Havertz, this is why it was such a mess. You remember how crazy it used to look when Kai Havertz used to be up top? You have him dropping all the way back in the midfield. The attack starts slow. Wasn't that what we were saying last year? Oh, the attack's so slow. Why are we so slow starting the attack? Your strikers got to come all the way back. You know, Pixar, I hear what you're saying here. It says Jesus needs to start over Jokeris. Just mix it up. I'm going to do you one better. Put Jesus in his natural position on the left. Not one time has this manager, since he's gotten back, said, you know what? I'm going to put Jesus over there in his natural position on the left and let me see what those two can do together. This manager refuses to make any kind of adjustment or wrinkle that could try to kickstart this offense. Instead, it's the same thing. It's the let's play safe. Let's keep retention. Even the announcers was saying on the radio, he said Arteta's come out basically to retain the ball. And then we get these weird attacking situations like this right here. This strange stuff, this foreign stuff. But see, I've told you all year, it's been like this all year. I've told you all it's been like this all year. Where my graphs at? Where's my graphs at? From the last few weeks here. Y'all bear with me here. Let me see if I can find my graphs. It's not that one. Here we go. All year, we've been playing, whether it's on offense or if it's on defense. How have I told y'all? We've been looking crazy all year long. We've been seeing crazy calamities. We've been winging it across the board. Where is it at here? Whether we're going forward or we're defending, what do y'all see? You see the same thing. Now, what you saw on that first graphic that I had up there just a second ago, this is what happened when it goes the other way. We're on the back foot. It's all kinds of chaos. We're playing ass backwards on both sides of the ball. We're playing ass backwards on both sides of the ball. Y'all bear with me here. Hold on. I'm gonna pull it up in just a second. You bear with me now for Tyler. Hold on. Let me pull it up right quick. Oh my goodness. We'll put that up in just a second. Let me say that never time. Let me say that right quick. But you look at this entire situation, and it's a calamity. And it's gonna catch up with us at some point. And people don't want to face the reality that that's going to happen. The fact of the matter here is that we are running to a situation here. We're getting very close to where we're going to start running out of room. If anybody's a pilot in here, you don't have enough runway, you can't land the plane. And that's what's happening. We're running out of real estate to land the plane. Because every time we drop points this late into the season, it makes it harder down the line. And when you're playing the way that we're playing, it's a high cause for concern. Because at some point, and I'm going to show you something else too in just a second while I download this. Y'all bear with me. Is that people are thinking that everything else is a gimme. And this is why I keep saying over and over, why do people not learn from our mistakes? Enough. Here, I'll put it up right here, brother. Here you go. Right here. Top Gun is saying we lost control of the second half when Jokeris came off because Konate and Virgil van Dijk was so stressed wrestling Jokeris, they couldn't communicate and keep shape. Jesus made it easier for him. You silly, man. You silly. I mean, it's just when you look at that last night, it's so maddening when you see how we're playing the attack. The manager, the system, as this brother here, just as I was saying it, I'm thinking about it, trying to get out my mouth. He put it up there. You got the players running all over the place. The striker, he's running all over the place. He didn't run like this in his life in Portugal. The manager's playing retention ball with a striker that's used to getting the ball on the counter attack at all times. And it's just maddening because it's like, look, man, we're halfway through the season here, and we need to start gaining ground, and we're starting to lose ground. And we've told people time and time again, we were 8 points clear. This is why I don't understand why these people keep going on about, oh, well, we're going to do fine. We're 6 points. It's 6 points with 6 points. 6 points should be a cause for concern because if you drop a game and someone else wins a game, you're back into it. You drop 2 games and they win 2 games. Now you're really in trouble. Turns just that quick. We had a chance last night to take it at least where they would have to win 3 games to catch us. And we're starting to see these signs again, ladies and gentlemen. Where's that quote at that DJ had last night? It was one quote I wanted. This might be it. I think the Arsenal website worded it different, but here we go. On what he is most proud of so far this season, the desire they have to win and the consistency that they're showing. With the schedule that we have in front, they changed it around because this ain't what was said last night. With the schedule that we have in front of us and the situation that we have to deal with, I think what they're doing is remarkable. We want to continue to improve and learn every game, and is an opportunity to do that. So tonight, as well as against the actual champions, let's not forget that they are an incredible team, and tomorrow we have to reflect on that. Tomorrow we go again because we have another game on Sunday. Yeah, they changed it around last night because last night what we saw was basically if you can't win, get a point. And that basically is what he did. That pretty much sums it up. On difficulty of maintaining this level, I have this feeling since August. I think we all have the same, every manager, every player, every team, because this is the level of this league, and you see how difficult it is. On Martinelli's incident, knowing Gabby, if anybody knows Gabby, he's an incredible, lovely guy. He probably didn't realize what happened. That whole situation, I just thought, for me personally, don't be pulling and pushing on players like that when they're down, because you don't know what's going on. And if that was flipped around the other way, our fan base would be in an uproar. So for me, just act with a little bit more class. And I used to tell my players that all the time. Just act like you got some class. If the player's down, you just step away. You walk away. If anything, it gives you a chance to, hey, this is what we need to be working on. Because if you notice that, and I'm going to go on a tangent right quick. Have y'all noticed that? This is what I'm talking about when it comes to like mentality of the team, is that when we have situations like that, players injured, how often do you see the players themselves get together and discuss, hey, let's do this, let's do that, let's do this, let's try something different. Let's go here, let's try this, let's do nothing. What do you see? We tend to pitch a fit like we did yesterday, cause and create a ruckus, and nothing becomes of it. I mean, this is what I'm saying when it comes to like finite thinking down the stretch. Because we got to start thinking that the season's coming to a close. I mean, it's January, but still, we're getting ready we're into the second half of the season now. So the mentality has to change. It has to be about closing out games. It has to be about winning games. It has to be about success. You got players pulling hurt players off the pitch. And you're in a situation where you know you need the points. Why is it that we have so much urgency late, like that corner kick yesterday? Everybody, oh man, we gotta get this corner, we gotta get the urgency. We gotta get the urgency. Let's go. Why don't you play for 90 minutes like that? Why don't you play 90 minutes that way? And then we look at Eze. We look at Brother Eze. Ticker tape parade. This is, hold on. Where's it at here? Where's it at here? Let me pull it up. Let me pull this up right quick. So we don't forget. Let's pull it up right quick here. This was the scenes a couple months ago. No, we don't want to see that. Hold on, get that off my screen. I'll tell you, boy, they try to sneak an ad on you any way they can. Get that off my screen. No, we'll just back out of that one. We'll back out of that one. We'll pull up another one. Hold on. We'll use this right here. Y'all bear with me. We're gonna just take that right down, run with that. This is what we saw. This is what you saw. Ticker tape parade. Come one, come all. It'll all work out. Big man Eze pulls up to the carpet. What do we see here? You know what happened to Eze, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all know what happened? You are in my system. You. In the system, baby. You're in his system. This is another one. This is another one. Another one in the system. What must he be thinking, ladies and gentlemen? What must this brother be thinking to himself? From prime time to no time. This brother's gone from prime time to no time. You'll see him Sunday. You'll see him Sunday. You'll see him Sunday. He'll run him out against Pompey. And then when the league starts back up, what is he going to be doing? Sitting holding bench again. He'll be holding bench. And if something goes haywire on Sunday against Pompey, he'll be held responsible. I'm trying to tell y'all, if something crazy happened Sunday, this brother be held responsible for it. This brother's probably, I'm going to be honest with you, this brother's probably thinking I should have stayed where I was. And I'm going to go even further. I'm starting to believe the only reason we signed him was because Spurs was in for him. And everybody wanted Eze, and if Spurs would have signed him, everybody would have raised hell about it. That's what I'm starting to believe more and more. This manager doesn't know what to do with a player like this. This manager has no clue what to do with a player like this. No clue. He's not dropping Zubomendi. He's not dropping Odegaard under no circumstances. So somebody's got to be the sacrifice. That's the sacrifice right there. That's the sacrificial lamb right there. This is what happens when you get caught up in my system. That's what happens when you get caught up in that system. This manager is a career killer to anybody that's an attacking player that's not of his system. He is a career killer. This manager will finish you off. He is the grim reaper of careers. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. You got a striker that has won what we have documented proof that he has won awards for goal scoring. Documented proof. We've seen it. 97 and 102. You got Eze. We saw it. FA Cup. He got the Community Shield. You know, with Palace. With Palace. What happens? Comes to Arsenal. Look like he just came up from League One. That's no coincidence, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you don't believe me? Why does our attack look worse than it did last year? I mean, we got the defenders scoring goals this year. If the defenders didn't score goals for us this year, we'd be in some deep doo-doo. We'd be in some deep doo-doo if the defenders hadn't scored this year. What does that say about the attack? What does that say about the manager when it comes to attack? He can defend it. He can set up a team to defend like hell. Because all that requires is retention and defense. That's easy to do. What about going forward? What about going forward? In history, this manager has struggled with attacking players. Lacazette, Aubameyang, Gyökeres, Pepe. Look at all these players. You know it's crazy when I'm looking at Sammy Lokonga and Fabio Vieira scoring goals for where they at playing ball. I could give a damn about it being a different league. They're actually going forward. These players get away from this manager and they succeed. This brother is thinking, have I wasted my career? This brother was on the cusp of going to the World Cup. Guaranteed. Now it's all kind of questions surrounding. And for Arteta's sake, he better hope he don't get called up to the World Cup and go and show out in the World Cup, because then there's going to be some real heavy questions that are going to have to get asked. He been those as well. Thank you. Pixel, I understand what you're saying. You're saying that the attacking players have to take the blame also. We aren't ruthless enough in front of goal. This is true. But when you deepen and you look at this manager, the way this manager sets up, these guys don't practice this stuff in practicing. They do. When you watch these training videos, what do you see? You see passing and moving, passing and retaining. You might see a shot or two on target. When you see people missing like the way we miss in front of goal, that tells me that y'all ain't doing it at practice. That you're not putting that in. He's not dedicating the whole practice to shoot. He's not dedicating the whole practice to score. He's not saying bring the ball down, pass to the striker. Watch him, because they would be doing this stuff without it'd be like clockwork. You see it all the time. When the striker gets the ball, if the ball comes his way, I can believe it. Got over here. Hold on, we'll pull it back up. We'll pull it right back up. When you see this kind of stat right here, this is how you know something is off. This is how you know something is off. When you see this right here, when you see this is how you know something's not right. 0 shots in 7 games. That's like telling me a plumber never fixed a pipe. Somebody that work at Burger King never don't know what ketchup is. This is ridiculous. This is symptomatic of the manager's system. And it's just not down to him, not to the striker. It's down to everybody as a whole. Because when you look at it, hold on, where's soccer stats at? So I can show y'all. Because you look at this, and it's affecting everybody in the team. Let's go through this together, everybody. Let's go through this together. We're going to go to Arsenal this season. Look at this. This is halfway through the season. Look at this. Gyökeres on 5. Trossard on 5. Eze on 4. He's not even playing that much. Saka on 4. Declan on 4. Zubimendi on 3. Magalhaes. Marino. Timber. Calafiori. Martinelli on 1. Jesus on 1. Odegaard on 1. Look at last season. Look at last season. Y'all think I'm crazy. Y'all think I'm crazy when I tell y'all we're right on course. We are right on course for where we were last year with the way this team looking. Hey, y'all telling me Havertz is coming back. Yeah, I know he was injured last year. Look what he had last year, 9 goals. And you got Stans running around talking about he was on his pace to 20 goals last year before he was hurt. Look at this right here. 8 for Martinelli, 8 for Trossard, 7 for Marino, Saka at 6. You want to see something that's going to really scare y'all? Let's go back to 23. Watch. Some of y'all are going to flip when y'all see this. Look at Saka, 23, 16. Havertz, 13. We're going to keep going down this. Look at this. Let's go to the year of years. Let's go to 22. Look how it's going down. Look at this. Martinelli. Look where he was at, 15. Odegaard, 15. Saka, 14. This is what the manager in his mind, he keeps thinking, I'm going to get this again. But you know what? Not getting anything out this man's system. Not getting anything out of this system. If you get 12 to 14 goals out this man's system, this is amazing. You've done something. This is it. This was outstanding for Martinelli and the guys this year. 22. This was outstanding. 22, 23. Go back to 23 again. Just look. Saka, 16. Best season under this manager. Best season. Havertz, 13. Trossard, 12. Then you go right there. Starts to drop off in 24. Needs a software update. Look at this. Havertz, 9. Nelly, 8. Trossard, 8. Look at Saka. Saka's regressing under this system. He's even regressing under the system. See, everybody wants to go, oh, look at the striker. Look at Saka. He's going backwards. He's going backwards. Some of this is down to injury. Some of this is down to this system. Because when you look at this season, you say, well, what are you saying, Matt? Let's go to this season. We're in January. He's played almost all the games. And what does he have? Where is he at? Where's Saka at here? With the goals. Right there. 4. 4. So I keep trying to tell you all, it's just not the striker. He's a product of the system. So if he's a product of the system, what does it say about the system as a whole? We have a problem attacking. We have a problem with transition. We have a problem with 1-2 passing. We have a problem with getting the ball up the pitch quickly. We have a problem with moving the ball with purpose. We get the ball, we recycle the ball, we get the ball, we recycle the ball, we recycle the ball, we look for a corner, ole, ole. That's what we do. Every single game. Every single game. They've become over-reliant on something that's meant to be complementary to attacking football. We've substituted corner kicks and free kicks for basic attacking football, and the players are suffering as a whole. Not just one player, as a whole. And this is why I keep trying to sound the alarm. If we run into a bad run of form, because the form is already bad underneath the surface, people don't see this. This is where we have problems if we start dropping games back to back to back. So if we drop another game behind yesterday's game next week, not talking about Portsmouth, I'm talking about Nottingham Forest now. If we drop Nottingham Forest, if we drop United, then the alarm will be. Everybody start looking around. This is why I keep saying the scapegoat and the striker, not understanding that he's only a product of what's in front of him. Saka, 4 goals. Why does he only have 4 goals? Eze, he hadn't even played that much and got 4 goals. Trossard, he's on 5. We're halfway through the season. We're halfway through the season, y'all. I keep trying to stress that. These numbers should be better than that. Because if we're at the top of the league, surely these players' stats got to be better than that, right? This is the other stat. If you want to see the symptomatic, what the problem is, look at assists for the entire year. People think I'm crazy when I keep trying to tell people, if these numbers are down, then that means goal scoring is down. Look at this right here. 4 assists. We're halfway through the season. Halfway. And this is the product that's being put out on the pitch. So back to what my brother Pixel was saying about the attack. Here you go, right here. This is it. We don't have much of anything. There's no certain plan. There's nothing defined going forward. There's nothing defined going forward. So it's hope and pray, which backs up the two own goals, an own goal, set piece, ole. We're very fortunate we won those couple of games with own goals, saved us a couple of those games. We're very fortunate, very, very fortunate. Because if we didn't get past those 2 games there, we're having a real serious discussion tonight. And I'm highly concerned about this. Because we don't have one single solitary player in double assist in assist for double for what you call it. For going forward. Absolute scandalous. And then we go directly to the striker. But wait a minute, we're going to the striker. Let's go to who's making assists. It's wild. It's absolute wild. Just for last, expected goals. Look at this. The numbers don't lie. Everybody else like to pull these other magical numbers out of the air. The numbers don't lie to support that the attack is anemic. The attack itself is anemic. This is why I say the manager's too safe. He wants to be so safe. If he could win every game 1-0 just for the hell of it, he would do it if he could. If this manager could win every game 1-0, he would do it. He'd do it without a problem. But that's not realistic. Not when it comes to this league. It's not realistic. And at some point, we're going to pay the price for this. We're going to pay the price for this. You've got people coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Close a couple of these windows out. You got people coming out. You've got people coming out. Bear with me here, chat. Find my. This is what they're saying. As frustrating as that second half was, Arteta's strategy is clear. Don't lose the big games, win the rest. He protected a 6-point lead rather than chase 8 and suffer a body blow defeat. Rightly or wrongly, he's playing the long game. No, my friend, if you got a chance to go get 8 points because all you did was pick up a point. One, when you're in a position of leading, a draw hurts you worse than you losing, not going for the win. Because basically all you did was they gained ground regardless of the fact. The team that's chasing you gained ground regardless of the fact. Chad, am I crazy here? Because either way it went, he's saying he played the long game, but for what I see, City gained again. They gained a point. Aston Villa gained a point. They're back at the dance. When are people going to start understanding that when you have an opportunity to put someone away, you do it? Shout out to Aaron for the raid. Appreciate it, brother. When you have a chance to put the death nail into a team or teams, you do it. This brother's saying here, this is what he thinks is going to happen down the line. Y'all see this? This brother thinks that this is how it's going to be for the rest of the season. Oh, yeah, we'll draw against Forest. We'll beat United. We'll beat Leeds. We'll beat Sunderland. We'll beat Brentford. We'll beat Spurs. Look at this run in. And if we drop in points off, everybody knows in this chat that there's going to be 2 crazy draws. We know we always get them in the second half. It's going to be some weird kickoff, something weird's going to happen, and we're going to run up on somebody that's expected to be beaten, and then 1-1, 1-1, 2-2, or you up 3, and then it's 3-3. And this is what 90% of this fan base is thinking about here. This is what 90% of this fan base is thinking. They're thinking, oh, the hard part is over with now. We're moving on. Look at this now. If we draw Forest, we draw Brighton, we draw Everton, we draw City, and the other teams keep winning, what happens? What happens? This is why I said yesterday's game was critical. You needed 8 points. You've got to get to 10, 15, 10, 12, 15 points. We know this. History has shown all Arsenal fans that 8 points ain't necessarily clear. We need padding. And this is why I keep saying you've got to have the desire, the will to win. You've got to have the desire, the will to win. And now you put yourself in a situation. You can't afford to lose to Chelsea. You can't lose to United. All of these big games. See, he said all the big games. You see what he said? He said don't lose the big games. So I guess Liverpool and City was the only big game, the big game. Look at this right here. Leeds. You think going to Ellen Road, you're just going to walk over to Ellen Road with the form they on. Just walk over there and just take 3 points. United. New manager bounce or whatever they got. It doesn't matter because United doesn't matter how bad they are. They were 10 men last year. We couldn't beat them with 10 men. We got to have it of that too. Can't beat teams with 10 men. Win. It's automatic win. I'm telling you all, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to get wild this second half. Combine all of this with fixture congestion. He puts Bournemouth down as a home loss. It's random. How random is that? But see, this is what I'm talking about. You're gonna get one of these, but you'll get two of them. You're gonna get two of them. That's outside of relatively normal. And you got teams like Forest that are playing for. Forest is playing to stay in the Premier League. Leeds is playing to stay in the Premier League. West Ham is playing. Look at it. You see it? This right here, this banana skin. Two of these teams could be fighting to stay in the Premier League when we go to play them at the end of the year. Palace is a bogey game away at the end of the year. Could you imagine having to go away to try to win the title under this manager? Under Arteta. Wolves, we've kickstarted Wolves season. Imagine if Wolves is somewhere where they can get out of relegation around this time. Brighton is always difficult away. There will be points dropped. Brentford is trying to get into the Champions League. They're trying to get into the Champions League. They're trying to get in. They're trying to find a way to get there. Sunderland, they're going to be back at full staff. And look at what they've done without their best players. Some of their best players. Yeah, I know they lost this past weekend, but look at what they've done. They've been able to try to maintain. And I just told y'all when the show started, I said there's going to be a team or teams that's going to go on some kind of monumental run that's going to cause trouble for everybody they play. It's happened every year. It's happened every year. You got 3 London derbies, all 1, 2, 3. Brentford, Spurs, and Chelsea. Bang, 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 right there. I told you all when the season started, when the schedule came out, I said this second half of the season is crazy. People were talking about the first half. Oh, I can't believe we start out this way. They stitched us up. Well, now you look at this. Look at the back end of the season. Just look at this. We're all going to drop points. And I told you all when the season started, I said it's all about consistency. And when you got problems, when the attack is coming out here and you got your attack looking like this, when your attack is looking like this right here, and you're halfway through the season, you know you better realize there's a cause for concern. You better realize there's a cause for concern, ladies and gentlemen. When your attack look like this, all of it, not just the striker, all of it. These are monumental issues that needs to be getting solved on yesterday. They should have been getting solved on yesterday. This attack, ladies and gentlemen, is worse than what it was last year. Off of what I'm seeing right here. It's worse. What does that say about the manager? He knows how to coach defense. He knows how to coach ball retention. They know how to coach going forward. And we're suffering. Most teams that win a title are balanced in some form or another. Most teams are balanced. They have a pretty good offense. They got a pretty good defense. We don't have a good offense. We got a decent defense. And that's when they're healthy at full capacity. And throw getting Mark Gahey out your head. We're not getting Mark Gahey unless we sell somebody in the winter. Not happening. Let's go in the city. Because we got Hincapi, we got Mascara coming back, we got Ben White. We're not buying another defender. They're going to say we got Mascara. That's good. That's a new signing. New signing. He'll be back. Mascara's on the way back. Ben White to get healthy. He's not out for the year. He'll come back. We're not signing another player. Now everybody wants to go sign. Well, he's a great piece of business. We get Mark Gahey. Bring him in. It'd be great. Yeah, it would have been great. But you signed Mascara. You signed Hincapi on loan. FFP. You start hearing that one after a while. Oh, you got to be careful. FFP. We got to be careful. We don't want to be like Villa. That's coming soon, too. Soccer signed a new deal. We're not buying anybody new on that right-hand side. You got Matt Wakey there. That's his backup. No. So whoever you see out there that you think might be great going on the right-hand side, it's not going to happen because we just signed about 5 years. These are the kind of things you got to start thinking about. Left-hand side, Trossard signed up for 2 years. You might can get somebody that can come in behind over there on that side. This attack is not attacking. And when I see that we're having the same problems that we had last year, the only thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I can think of is that there's either A, something wrong with the players, or B, it's the manager. It's the manager. And you've got other folks coming out saying this. You've got the brother LeGrove coming out. Crazy to watch the tacticals turn themselves inside out to blame the system for Joker's issues. A system that is top of the Premier League and Champions League. See, this is what they latch on to. This is top gonna talk. We have to play the drop. We have to play the drop. When you hear that kind of stuff, you know this is, when you hear that, it is straight talking point. Top of the Champions League, top of the Premier League. So that means that there's no issues, there's no problem because we're at the top. This is the way they think. This is the way they think when it comes to Arsenal. Oh, we're at the top, nothing else matters. Blah, 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 blah. Now, hear anything else you say? Second in the goals scored for the Premier League, second in shots taken, second in SG, third for big chances created. This is all hoopla. Number one for set pieces. There you go. Number one for set pieces. Widely viewed as the most technically flexible in Europe. This is absolute hogwash. The evidence for the system malfunction is usually an out of context and still of an incredible player choosing not to make the through ball, ignoring the speed, pace, power, and technique of a player who has had 23 games in an elite system. Now, all of a sudden, elite system. LeGros said, this is elite, ladies and gentlemen. This is what this brother said. This brother said, this is elite right here. We're going to go right over here. Now, you tell me what's elite about that right there. What's elite about that right there? What's elite about this right here? That elite system. This is elite. Right there. This is elite? Or is this elite? Is that right there elite? Halfway through the season? Needing to get 3 points against Liverpool to extend the lead? You know what this tells me? If we don't get a set piece, we ain't winning the game. And it tells everybody else in Europe that. Liverpool said last night, what did Liverpool do last night? You're not getting the ball. You're not going to get these set pieces. We're not going to let you get them. Yeah, we got one right towards the end there. But what does that tell you? Elite. Elite system. That's what Brother Grove said. Elite. Absolute disgrace. Give me just a second, Norsky. I'll pull it up here. Let me see if I can download it here. Let me see if I can download it here. Yeah, I just when you see this kind of stuff, let me save it to my desktop here. Back here. I save that, and then we're gonna go back to LeGrove. You see this kind of this talk. And this is what does our fan base in. And at the end of the year, when we're sitting on these shows, when I'm sitting on the roundabout, when Norsky's sitting on the when Shane's sitting on the roundabout, when DJ B sitting over there, when Lee's sitting over there, and Jazz, Kenny, we're over there sitting there looking, and they looking at us because they can't explain themselves. That we're sitting here telling you there's a problem. There's a major problem here. Oh yeah, but we're top of the Champions League. We're top of this. How many times have I told y'all, wouldn't it be the most Arsenal thing in the world to be to finish the league phase at the top of the Champions League and turn right around as soon as the knockout phase starts, we get sent home either in that first batch or either the second batch. We heading home. We heading out of there. The evidence for the system of malfunction is out of context still. Everybody, okay, we went through that. Ignoring the speed, power, and technique of a player who's had 23 games in the elite system and failed to score in the open play since September. I challenge you, LeGrove, if you're going to use that argument, let's go look at the assist numbers for the players that are supposed to provide the assist to the striker. True, a striker does have to create his own goals at times, but that's not primarily his main focus. He's not going to just pull everything out of the sky and do that. That's not realistic. You've got players that are put in positions to provide the opportunities for said strikers. I don't care if it's Havertz up there. I don't care if it's Jesus up there. I don't care if it's Marino up there. You all have to provide the assist to that striker. See, this is how they like to, because they think I'm going to try to just say, well, you just stand up for Jokers. No, I'm telling you, if we only got players on 4 or 5 assists, and Marino was up there for a period of time when the striker was gone, we're still having the same problem with the main striker back. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you? When you can't get a shot off in 7 Premier League games and a team on fire, quotes, air quotes, you really can't be blaming the system. It's an individual problem. That issue will come head to head with a change out with Kyle, Marino, or Jesus. Well, let's see what Jesus has done. He's been back quite a bit. He's been here for a while. He's been back. He's played quite a few games. Let's see what Jesus has done since he's been back. Oh, 1 goal. 1 goal. Right there. Right there. When Havertz comes back, Havertz is going to have the same exact problem that Jokers is having. The attack is not good. The attack is slow. The attack is relying on set piece, ole, and 1 or 2 free kicks. Or we have to hope that Declan Rice plays out of his shell. And I've said this before. I said this a couple of weeks ago on my fan cam with Lee. You better hope Declan Rice don't go down this year. You better pray. Whatever God you pray to, you better start on it tonight. You better get down. You better pray the prayer of prayers. And pray that Declan Rice don't get hurt. Because if Declan Rice gets hurt, you can kiss this season goodbye. You can kiss it goodbye. You can just wave it and send it on down the river because it's gone. Because this attack is anemic. And this is by design, by this manager. This manager wants to play safe ball. This manager wants to recycle the ball. This manager wants to get a set piece and hope that we score from that so he can shut it down. Get out of jail 1-0, 2-0. And that's it. People keep talking about Jesus. They keep talking about Havertz. These are the same players, ladies and gentlemen. They want to Jesus soul this past summer. They was talking about Havertz being gone next summer. Havertz, he's not good enough. He's not good enough. Now, all of a sudden, these are the players that they're relying on. But they're not looking at the bigger symptom. A striker who has scored 97 goals comes into a team. He's only got 5. A striker that scored 16 2 years ago is now down to 4 goals. He scored 6 last year. I think it was 6 last year. We'll go look it back up right quick. Let's go look it up to be sure. Just to make sure. Make sure I'm not going crazy. We just paid him top dollar today. He's on 6 goals last season. Even though he got hurt towards the end of the season. But he was on 6. Look at this. He got hurt on the back end of the season. And look, he was on 6 goals. People keep talking about what if we would have got Sesko. It wouldn't matter if we got Sesko. He'd be suffering the same problem. You can go get Charlie Brown. You can go get Heathcliff. You can get Garfield, Dennis the Menace, the Smurfs, Voltron, Dukes of Hazzard, G.I. Joe, Thundercats, Silverhawks, Calvin and Hobbes. The Great Pumpkin, Garfield, Top Cat, Yogi Bear, Pink Panther, the Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Lupin the Third, Vulture, Vampire Hunter D. You can go get all of them. It don't matter. Under this manager, you ain't doing nothing attacking wise. Because the manager plays the game safe. And then when you contrast that and you look at teams like Wrexham tonight, we're going forward. We're trying to win the game. You look at Leeds the other night. We're going forward. We're trying to win the game. You look at Newcastle in that same game. We're trying to go forward. We're trying to win the game. You look at Newcastle this past weekend. We're trying to, Fulham. We're trying to go forward. We're trying to at least get something out of this game. Chelsea, we got to try to go forward and get something out of the game. Last night with United, or the night before last, can't remember who they played. And I know who it is, but I can't call it off the top of my head. They're playing them. Might have been Bournemouth or whoever. No, it was Burnley. They're playing Burnley. Let's go forward. Let's get something out of the game. Let's try to get something. It comes to Arsenal, big game. Hey man, let's just be careful. Let's not turn the ball over. Let's just try to get out of here. This is how we play. And it catches up with us every single time towards the end of the year. People are going to do just like last season. They'll look back at that game last night the same way we looked at West Ham last year, the same way we looked at Southampton the year before that, the same way we looked at Aston Villa, 10 men Fulham, drawing the City, the 8-point year. And what happens is the same exact thing. You realize you left points on the table. You left points off the table. You had a chance to pick up 3. You took, instead of you getting 3, you say, I'll take 1. And you end up paying for it down the line. And you're hoping that Spurs beat City. You're hoping that Chelsea beats City. You're hoping that somebody that you don't even really pull for or could care less about, hope they beat City. Oh, man, I hope Liverpool can get us a result. I hope that somebody can get a result against City. No, you should have been getting the results last night when you had a chance to do it yourself. Sometimes it's just best to take initiative and do it yourself. And last night was an opportunity to do it. And too many fans think because we're ahead, everything is okay. No problem. Everything is solved. But I'm here to tell you, we're going to drop points at some point, some more points during this season. And when we drop these points, people are going to start looking around for points. Well, where can we find them at? They're going to start trying to figure out where can we get the points at. We're running out of a runway space, as I said earlier. The plane's going to have to come down and go right back up. You're running out of space. You don't have enough real estate to land on. This is why I said maximize the first half of the season. So during the second half of the season, if something happens and you need to drop a point or two, won't hurt you. Instead, now it's we're up by 6. We draw this game this weekend against Forest. You're going to start seeing people start looking around. And I'm telling you, if City go on a run, all they have to do is go on a run of 7 or 8. All Aston Villa got to do is go on a run of 7 or 8. We hadn't put a good 8-game run together in years. I don't even think we've done it under this match. 8 in a row. I could be wrong, but I don't think we've done it. Outside of maybe the 22 season, that year we were ripping everybody apart. I don't think we've done it since then. And guess what we were doing when we did it that year? Going forward, trying to get a result. And guess what? That ain't happening now. He's not going to do that. He's been shell-shocked from that. He's not doing that. He's not doing it. And to back this up, what I'm telling you all, look at this. I'm not crazy. Shane's not crazy. DJB's not crazy. What is this here? James Binge is saying this. Arsenal attacking struggles why dangerous cutbacks aren't leading to goals for Victor Gyökeres and the gun. What did I just tell you all? What did I just tell you all about assists? See, the assists show the attacking intent. Assists show attacking intent. And when I showed y'all these numbers, we're gonna go right back to it again. because I like to show so it sinks into your head. Because when you're in these internet streets and you got these folks pelling out hope, and they telling you, hey man, come on over here, man, get you a shot of this over here, man. Get you a little bit of this. Where we at here? Where's my hope strategy at? Where's it at? Where's my hope at? Get my hope out for y'all right quick. Where is it at here? Where's that hope? Where's my hope at? I saved it and forgot where I put it. Where's my hope at from last year? If I can find it. There we go. They out there when you're in these streets, and you see folk like LeGros, when they pelling this stuff right here, they pelling it, that hope. Come on and get you some, baby. Get you some of it. Get you some of this hope. We serving it up. We cutting kilos. How much you need? Got all of it. You need boats. We got boats that can run it for you. We got helicopters that can run it for you. They serving you up this hope. And all the while, you high as a kite. You don't realize the other team's gaining ground on you. This is what they specialize in. North Scout to pull it up right now, brother. Let's see what you got here. Let's look at this all together.
But I would be happy with that.
Let me do it this way here. Y'all bear with me. Let me get this set up here so we can look at it together. All right. And here we go. Do it this way. And make sure it's the right one.
But I would be happy with that performance. That was an opportunity missed for Liverpool. People say it's a good point because you're going away to the potential champions, but no, not for me. Abe says, we didn't play quick enough. Liverpool built up quickly and opened us up a few times, and we needed to do that, but always seemed to enjoy slowing play down. We didn't go for it enough for me. Ian says, one can go through a low block, but then we need players who can be one-touch play with triangles and good dribblers in the midfield. Yeah, Iniesta, Xavi, Messi used to face low blocks, but the dribbling overcame that. And yeah, and that's why, again, I think we need another kind of, think about who was leading the line for that Barcelona team. It wasn't out and out number 9. That's why Ibrahimovic came along and left pretty soon after, because it just didn't work. It didn't fit that system. But Messi type player there, it's Messi, but player that drops in, takes the ball to feet, turns, spins, plays in others, links up.
Well, what did David Villa do there? What did he do there? What did he do? What did Luis Suarez do? Suarez there, right? Suarez did play for Barcelona, right? I'm not going crazy, right? Chat, y'all work with me now. Who was the striker there now? When the cast was at Barcelona, was David Villa not there? It was not. Who else was there now? You tell me. Because I could have sworn Suarez played for Barcelona. Pedro was there as well. Correct. He was there. He scored goals too, right? Right? Okay, I just want to make sure I wasn't going crazy. Let me.
It wasn't out and out number 9. That's why Ibrahimovic came along and left pretty soon after, because it just didn't work. It didn't fit that system. But Messi type player there, it's Messi, but player that drops in, takes the ball to feet, turns, spins, plays in others, links up play. That's what Arsenal are about, and that's why Victor Gyökeres is the wrong player.
Now he just described what position, chat. What position does Messi play at Barcelona? Y'all talk to me. Y'all let y'all tell me. I'm gonna go to the restaurant right quick. I'm gonna do a leave. I'm gonna go to the restaurant right quick, and I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna put on my little drop here. Where's my little drop at? I'll be right back. I want y'all to put in the chat what position Messi played right quick. We'll be right back. Now, this brother said, Messi, oh, he links up play, he does this in the third. Messi played on the right wing, right? But what could Messi do? He could play everywhere if he wanted to play. And what did he do? He got everybody involved. Is that not what he did? He got everybody involved. Who plays right midfield in our team? Does anybody in the chat know who plays right midfield in our team? Does he get everybody involved? Or does he not like to get involved? Not right wing. Who plays right midfield in this team? Who plays right midfield? That's Mr. Odegaard. Mr. Odegaard. Saka plays right wing. Odegaard plays right mid. And then if you want to even make the argument, we'll go back to Saka at right wing. What did I tell y'all just a few minutes ago about assists? This is where Thomas tends to mess himself up a lot. Because he's trying to go, Joker is just not doing. But like I told you, you cannot talk about the striker without talking about assists. Yes, he can score a few goals on his own. That's without doubt. That comes with the job description. But most of the play is predicated on what? Him getting the ball in positions to score. And when I showed y'all those numbers, 5, 4, 4, 4, and we're over 18 games into the season, what does that tell you?
At the moment for us. Lee says, Tom, we are still in a transfer window. Is there anyone worldwide up front that catches your... We don't need we don't need to buy a centre forward. There isn't a centre forward that I'm buying in this window. I'm not buying one in the summer. You know, we have the options. I'm confident in the options that we have, that we can win the league with these players. I've been confident we could have won the league 2 seasons ago when we nearly did. We only finished 2 points behind City. You know, some of those results against Fulham and West Ham and City and Villa, win one of those games and you're title winners with Havertz as your number one.
Now, did you catch that? He went back to naming out games that if we would have won, we'd have won the title. What happened yesterday? Well, I told y'all, I said, this is what they do. When you miss the opportunity, you know, they go, oh, well, you know, we should have won this game, win this game, we'd have been champions. And true enough, Tom said that Liverpool, the game was there for him. But I want you to see how quick that could turn. For the past few seasons, we had this same problem where we dropped points, like yesterday, and it ended up catching us down the line.
On centre forward against a better Man City team than the Man City team that we have right now. That team that had Havertz up front for the majority of the season and won basically every single game in the second half of the campaign other than Villa and City, ended on more goals than the Invincibles, won more games than the Invincibles, had Havertz up front. It's not rocket science.
He's talking about Havertz up front. See, they're obsessed with this. They keep talking about Havertz. Well, hold on. I'll tell y'all what. If I get deal for copyright, we'll just get deal for copyright. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me right quick. They keep talking about Havertz. Havertz. They're obsessed with him. Havertz. This is the player that they said last year couldn't cut the mustard. Now all of a sudden, man, it's Havertz. Let's find him. Where is it at here? Where is it at? Y'all bear with a brother. Y'all bear with a brother. This is what they want back. This is what they want back at the football club. They say that Havertz. Okay. This is what they want. This is what they want. They want this back at the football club. This is what they want back at the football club right here. Bro, we have got a bevy of work on this brother going forward. A bevy of work. Bevy of work on this brother Havertz. They keep going Havertz. Look at this. Brother, I'm telling you, with this brother, you'd almost have to look at this. Look at this. If I was a federal investigator, I'd have to call Arsenal in to make sure there wasn't no match fixing going on with some of the stuff I've seen with Havertz over the last few years. And this brother talking about Havertz coming back. And I just showed, we went through the numbers with Havertz. The most he scored was, I think, 13, 14, something like that, maybe 15. And that was a whole season. Brother, he's coming off a grade 3 hamstring. He's coming off a grade 3 hamstring. Anybody want to see what a grade 3 hamstring looks like? Y'all bear with me. Show y'all what a grade 3 hamstring look like. Show y'all what it looked like. Show y'all what a grade 3 look like. Shane, I hope you're here because you're going to love this, brother, when I pull this one out. You're going to love this one. Y'all bear with me here. I have to go. There we go. Let me pull it back up a little bit here. Y'all bear with me here. Let me go back here. Where is it at? Let's see. Find it. Let's see. Where is it at here? Y'all bear with me, man. I saw this the other day. I was doing something and ran across this video, man, and watched it. And I said, man, it was a good viewing. I got to find it here. Y'all bear with me here. Let me see. I can find it. There we go. That it? Yep, there we go. All right, y'all bear with me. Let me get this finalized because I want to get done for. Try not to get done for copyright here. There we go. All right, here we go. I want y'all to see this. I want y'all to see this. This is Kevin De Bruyne now. Look at this right here. That's a grade 3 hamstring. That's what Kai Havertz coming back from. That right there is a grade 3 hamstring. Right there. Everybody be talking about what is a grade 3 hamstring, what it look like. That right there. That's grade 3. Off the bone, reattached to the bone. And you got to work yourself back. This is why soccer is playing the way he's playing. That's a grade 3 hamstring right there. That's what soccer came off of. This is what Havertz is coming off of. And he had a knee injury. You got Jesus with double knee surgery in both legs. And you got the manager running him into the ground like a stock car. He's souped up on nitro. He's running him into the ground. And he's coming back. That is a grade 3 right there. Right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right there. It's grade 3. That's what the skull looked like. Chat, was Kevin De Bruyne ever the same after that? Was Kevin De Bruyne ever the same after that right there? Was he ever the same? So when I tell you all, Kai Havertz ain't coming back, is going to pull up trees like that, it probably ain't going to happen. And he was struggling before the injury. Shane's been telling folks this year all year long. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody wants to hear it. Everybody wants to play ostrich and put their head into the ground. And when the reality hits that this brother, that we're going to have some major issues when this brother gets back, and this attack is already suffering, as I've showed you all, we're in trouble unless something changes. unless something changes. Let's go over here. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this captain yesterday. Let's talk about this captain. Let's go to the game yesterday. Let's go to his pass map. That's not yesterday. That's just in general. Y'all bear with me here. Let me there we go. I'll go widescreen here for this. Look at your captain. Look at the pink ones are pass. Let's go to first half passes. That's first half. Y'all ready? Second half. Y'all see that? One more time. First half passes. That's that U. What did you see here? That's the entire second half, ladies and gentlemen. This is the captain of Arsenal Football Club. The creative spark, they tell you. That's what they call him, the creative spark. That's him right there. That looked like something you'd see from the defensive midfielder, correct? Huh? That looks like something you'd see from the defensive midfielder. Heat map. Look where he's at. Look where he hangs out at. Look at this. Right there. He's all, look at this. You see this? Way over there. How is it that Odegaard can go all over the pitch, but Eze can't? Let's have that discussion. Let's have that discussion. How is it that Odegaard can go wherever he beckons? Eze, come on, he got to be locked in on one position. Can't go anywhere. Look at this. This is yesterday. Primarily yesterday. We'll go back another game. Let's go to Bournemouth. Aston Villa. Let's go pull up old Zubamendi. Let's see what he did yesterday, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. See that U? He's supposed to be the line breaker. That's what my boy Gal say. Line breaker. Well, look at that. Look right there. Let's go. Let's break him down. First half. Second half. Did y'all see that? Look at this. Look where the arrows are now. First half. Y'all ready? Second half. They go backwards. And when the ball was passed, where did it go? We know who's over there. The 300,000-pound man. Right there. Daddy Dollar Soccer. Right there. Went to him. My fellow Virgo. That's who it went to. All right. Let's go to soccer. Soccer. First half. Where's the balls into the box the first half? Norsky, you still here? Where the ball's at? To the center. Where they at? LeGros said it's not because we're at the top of the league. We're top of the Champions League. We lead the league in set piece goals. It's a new form of attacking or whatever, however you want to put it. Look right here. We got over 100 in the building. Make sure you hit that like, share, and subscribe button. Appreciate it. It's free. Whether you like me or you're not, or you don't, just please, my friend, hit the like button. Look at that. Second half. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. That's second half. This is second half. The pass map from this brother. We'll do it again. First half right there. We see that. Chat, do y'all see this? Are y'all looking at this like I am? Are you looking at this? Then we go to the second half. I know I'm quiet. I just want y'all to see this. I want y'all to look at this deep this, what I'm talking about here. This is tactics. This is tactics. They're being told to do this. This is coaching tactics right here. These players are being neutered under this manager. This manager is a footballing eunuch. He is a footballing eunuch. He is the life is being sucked out of these players. This is rough. This is absolute madness. Absolute madness. Look at this. First half, Trossard. Second half. Y'all see this? This was the first half of the game. And this is, when you watch us play, normally we try, like, in the first 5 minutes, we go hard in the paint. We try to go hard right out the gate. That don't work. Then we slow it down. We retain, try to get safe, set piece, try to get something, When that doesn't work, this is what happens. And what all I've heard in the last 24 hours is it's the striker, it's the striker, it's the striker, it's the striker, it's the striker. That's all I've heard. And I've told you all, yes, the striker could improve. He could do a little bit better. But when you look at him, you have to pull the veil back. You have to look at every single facet of the attack. And what did you all see tonight? What am I showing you all here tonight? The attack is anemic. We have a problem. We have a major problem. And like I said, I don't care who you put there in Joker's position. It ain't helping. Watch this. Because they told you all. They said, hey, Zeus, he's coming. Shout out DJ B. He's coming. Oh, he's coming. He is here. Now, what do we have here? We know you're in trouble here because this is the whole game. But let's go to the first half. And then watch what happened second half. When he came on, what did you get? What did you get? 3 incomplete passes into the box. What is he doing? Okay, well, cool. We'll go to Matt Wakey too. Where's Matt Wakey at? Yeah, I feel like I went right past it. Where's Matt Wakey at? There he is. Let's go to Matt Wakey. I hope this is making sense for you all, because you have to visually see it. And a lot of times they don't do this. They don't go down. Look at this second half. That's what you got from Matt Wakey. This is the attack. This is the attack. This is why I'm saying this is tactics. This manager does not know what to do with these players, these attacking players. In 22, he knew exactly what to do. Go forward. We're going to be brave. We're going. After he got shell shocked, it's retained. Don't lose the ball. Let's try to win the game. Let's just try to hang in there. Look at this. Look at this. Every pass is going backwards. Wait till y'all see this. Wait till y'all see this. That's Eze coming in yesterday. Up and down. And y'all gonna tell me the striker is the sole problem. Pick up Vincenzo. Y'all gonna tell me it's all on the striker because we ain't scoring no goal. When he's leading the team in goal scoring. Safe football don't win no trophies, y'all. Hashtag that one. Safe football don't win no trophies. Not doing it, bro. Got to be bold. Got to be brave. Got to be bold. Got to be brave. And every attacking player I've shown you all tonight, look at the result here in that second half. Yep. Every single time. You see this? We have been hanging on for dear life for the most part of this season. He is too predictable. He is too safe. He is not brave enough. And this, my friends, is why we end up paying the price every single year. Now, we still have 6 points in the bag. But do you ask yourself, do you see us going on a 6 to 7 game win streak with the current form of our attack? No, at some point, we're going to get caught slipping. Watch this. Where is he at here? Y'all bear with me. Watch this. We'll start with Timber. We'll start with Timber. Watch this. See how crazy it is right here. Watch this. Now let's look at Timber. Look at Timber. Timber doing more work on the right wing than Saka. He doing more work down there than Saka. What did I show y'all in that graphic earlier? Y'all see that? What did I show y'all in the graphic? The right. This is the right back. Look where he's at. The right back is going. Look where he's going. The right back. First half. Second half. Again. First half. Look at this. Second half. This is crazy stuff here, ladies and gentlemen. This is wild. This is absolute asinine. Asin 10, asin 11. This is crazy. Hope this brother recover. I always hate to see brothers go off like that, man. But I hate to see brothers go out like that, man. Get injured. But let's look at Hincapié. Look at him. Watch this now. Appreciate that, Rob. I appreciate that, brother. Much love, my friend. Yep. Could have bought, hey man, we could have bought them, could have bought Wrexham. We could have bought some teams with the money we spent. Second half, look at that. Before he went off. This is crazy stuff. And people are wondering, how did we not win the game last night? You're seeing it right here play out in front of your face. You're seeing it play out here in these stats. You're seeing it play out. I'm showing, this is why I do what I do, to show you all. Because they're not going to do this. They're not going to go, let's take a look at this. Look at this. We'll go to the striker. We'll get to him. Because that tells you a story. I want you to watch our striker here. Let's go to Victor. He's not victorious under this system. I'll tell you that right now. First half, look at the striker. Look where his passes are. Hell, he put that one ball in for soccer. He tried to get an assist. Look at this, right? Put that ball in for soccer. But soccer ran down. It was either soccer or Timber went down that line, crossed it back in. I think it was soccer. Watch this. Watch this. Second half. You ready? You ready? And y'all telling me we don't have no problems here with the attack. That's what I'm hearing from folk like LeGrove. He said, this is why I like this, because he said it. I'm not making this up. I'm not putting words in his mouth. He said a system that is top of the Premier League and Champions League and into the semis of the Champions League and of the semis of the League Cup, second in goals scored in the Premier League, second in shots taken, second in XG, LMNOP, QRSTUV, third in big chances created, number one for set pieces, widely viewed as one of the most tactical flexible in Europe. And then y'all see this right here. You saw him. You saw Odegaard. You saw Saka. Y'all have seen it. We've seen it. We have been winging it on set pieces and direct free kicks. We've been hanging our hat on complimentary football this entire season. And I'm telling you all, at some point, we're going to get caught slipping. And it's going to come at the expense of us dropping points back to back. And then that's when the problem is going to start. Because they're going to be trying, everybody's going to want to try to kickstart the season, kickstart the offense immediately by doing the same thing that we've done with several different people. Marino in this team. People have said, I heard that yesterday. We should have brought on Marino. What was Marino going to do yesterday? Nothing. People have figured that out. Make him go back in the midfield and make him defend. He can't do you any damage. That's why Arteta is reluctant to put him back up there, because he knows that that's what the trick is. They're going to put somebody away. He's got to go all the way back to defend, and he's not going to do it because he's slow of foot. So when he gets in the midfield, guess what? The attack is staggered. So I'm not. So I'm sitting here. I'm telling you all now that people have got us figured out. And if I'm doing this, I'm not getting paid $15 million. I'm not in the Premier League. So surely these other managers know this. Don't you find it funny that Liverpool was struggling with everybody else, and then they played us? It's like, oh, no problem. Everybody knows how we're going to play. And what's happened now is these managers left it so late, it's going to be hard to make serious adjustments on the fly. He's going to be changing formations. This is what you do in the early part of the season. Mix it up. Try something different. Let's see if this works. Nope. Doesn't do it. Just same exact thing. 4-3-3, extra man in midfield against us. Bang, boom, bam. That's chaos. Either we're going to drop points. We might get lucky there. But more than likely, we're going to probably drop points. Either we lose. I keep telling y'all, go back to the Sunderland game. Sunderland game, it just gets no clearer than that. No clearer than Sunderland. No clearer than when we played Aston Villa and lost. The time is ticking on this season. And I'm telling you all, we're going to rue that we didn't pick up those points yesterday. We're going to rue that we did not pick up those points. Static, appreciate you, brother. Thank you for all your help, my friend. And you got people out here saying the same. This verifies what the brother was saying. He said the cutbacks aren't leading to goals because he's not even getting them. And when he does get them, it's so out of whack. When it comes, he's nowhere to be found. Then you get Tom Cannon coming on doing 30 minutes of talking about what he should have been doing, this and that, and this is the attacker here, and this and that, and this and that, and that, and this. These people are not watching football the way that we watch football. They're not watching the game. The manager should have started the game yesterday. He should have said, you know what, we're going forward no matter what. We're going with intent to win. If we lose the game, I will wear the burden of it was my fault. I wanted us to go in yesterday to attack, to go for maximum points because we're trying to chase a title this season. That's the mentality that you have. And if you'd have went in and said that, everybody would have said, you know what, maybe the manager's turned the corner here. But instead, the manager went into that game yesterday and he played soft. Soft is Charmin tissue. Soft is Charmin tissue. And we walked away with one measly point that helped Aston Villa and City gain ground. This is why when the brother was saying about, the other brother was talking about, oh, well, you know, we gained a point. No, you think that's good. That's actually bad because they gained a point on us. We dropped points. They gained points. They're only 6 back. All City's got to do is beat us and somebody else beat us. Game on. And we already have trouble enough with one person in a title race. Now you got 2. And you know what the crazy part about it is? Everybody's on their head laughing about Aston Villa. Oh, Aston Villa, we beat Aston Villa. Look at Aston Villa. When I look at him, Aston Villa going about their business, going to 6-7 game win streak. You look up and guess what? They'll be right there at the dance. Right there. And the problem is because his manager does not want to own up and say, you know what? Let me try something different. Let's try to find a way to kickstart this offense with this striker. We realize he's struggling. He keeps coming out saying, well, he was in this position. 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 He's already told him, be prepared not to go scoring, the scoring droughts and all this stuff. He told him that at the beginning of the season. Now he's talking about, well, he's in position. We're not finding him. Y'all not practicing it. Bottom line, you're not practicing it because if you were practicing it, that pass from Zubameni would have went through yesterday. That's what you practice. You practice that kind of stuff. When that situation there that I showed you all, with Zubameni, the one I showed you all earlier tonight, this one right here. When you find yourself in this situation, there's no way you're going to tell me that if you practice this does not come off. No way you telling me that pass don't get made. If any coaches in this chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You practice this day in, day out, day in, day out. You stop practices to cut somebody out if they don't make that pass. Anybody that's a coach in here or anybody that's played on any level, you know, if you don't make that pass at practice right there, they stop in practice, y'all probably going to run 2 laps, 15, 20 push-ups, and then he's going to have you start the same situation back over again and pass the ball. I see this pass in my men's league. I've seen grown men come to fisticuffs over a pass like that right there. Man, why you didn't pass the ball, man? I was wide open, man. What the fuck, man? You know how many times I've seen that? This is why, this right here, this scenario right here is why we are finding ourselves in this situation. Five goals on the year for this striker. 4 goals for Trossard. 4 goals for whoever it was behind him. Saka on 4 goals. We've got problems here. And yes, we're 6 points clear, but the problems are there. What is it? What's my boy? God bless his soul. God bless his soul.
There are cracks, and the cracks are still there. And you all ignored me. I will say it when we win as well. The cracks are still there.
The cracks are still there. Bless up, Claude. Yeah, we 6 points. We got 6 points clear, but the cracks are still there. The problems are there. We're looking at them. Ladies and gentlemen, we started the season. I was showing y'all this stuff. This is the same thing I was showing y'all, and we're in 2026. We're in the first week. The first week of 26. The second week of 26, and I showed y'all this. Beginning of the season, I said, hey, look at this. We're not making the passes to him. We're not making the problem. We're not doing basic stuff here. And what do we see? Same thing we're seeing right now. You tell me it's not a system problem. You tell me it's not Odegaard. You tell me it's not Saka. We're not getting the best out of these players. The manager is not getting the best out of these players. He's getting enough to get by. And that's a dangerous game to play when you try to win a title. When you're just doing enough just to get by, that's a dangerous game to play. That is a dangerous game to play when you're chasing the title. You have to be firm, you have to be bold, and you have to be brave. And until this manager exhibits this in more than 3 games, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row, this is what we saw last night is going to be something symptomatic that we're going to see throughout this entire season, where we drop points against teams like Liverpool that we should be trying to go out and defeat. So be prepared. Let me show y'all this here before we get ready to wrap. Let me show y'all this here. And this is going to make some hair stand up on your head when I show you this. Because I showed y'all when we started the show, I showed y'all against Liverpool. And this is why I want to put this in perspective when I tell you all about these 6 points. They keep going on about these 6 points. It's 6 points. It's 6 points. It's 6 points. We're 6 points. It's 6 points. 6 points. I want y'all to see this because I'm gonna reopen it again with what I showed y'all earlier with Liverpool. We see this right here. Win 2, draw 5, lost 4. That's Liverpool. 2 in 5 years. 2 wins in 5 years. Watch this. This is City. Win 2, draw 3, lost 5. This is why those 6 points are really, really, really big. That's why those drop points last night are really, really, really big. Because all City has to do, if it plays out the way it's continuing to go, by the time we get to City, all City needs to do, let's take 3 off for Arsenal, and then let's see what else will happen. Because they know for a fact, we all know, everybody in this chat know we're going to drop points somewhere. That's just who we are. We're going to drop points. We're not going undefeated. We're not going undefeated. Now, if we do outstanding, hey, man, I'll be the first to hold my hands up. But based off of what we've seen the last several seasons, we know there's a banana peel coming. Not only 1, but there's probably 2. You can just go to the first half of the season. Sunderland, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and somebody else that I can't remember. Look at this right here. This is what's coming. We got City coming down the pipe. A rejuvenated City. They got a striker coming in, and they're going to have some attack, have some defenders, and they're going to have players back from AFCON. Can't keep doing like we did last night, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot keep doing it. We have got to start winning those type of games. We've got to get 3 points. We have got to get out of this mindset of a hard-earned point, a hard-earned point, a hard-earned point, a hard-earned point. A hard-earned point happens at the end of the season when you need to get over the line. That's when you get a hard-earned point. You know what? If we coming out to the last 2 games and we need a point, we just need to lock it up with a point. That's a hard-earned point. You need a couple of own goals to win the title. We'll take it, yeah. But when you're relying on that kind of stuff, the early part of the season, man, you asking for trouble. You asking for trouble. This weekend we play Portsmouth. Put the kids out there. And if we can't beat Portsmouth and they sitting there fighting relegation, if we can't beat if we got such this great bench and we've got these vaulted players, we can't beat Pompey, we got a major problem. That's another problem. Well, hell, if we can't beat that team without having to put these starters out there like that, these Declan Rice shouldn't be anywhere near that pitch on Sunday. But you know this manager, he'll find a way to put him out there. He'll find a way to put Saka out there. He might play Ethan. He'll probably play Eze. Jesus is going to start at the strike. I would think Jesus is going to start at a center striker. And then when we come back, what do we have waiting on us? We got Nottingham Forest. Well, who's behind that? Manchester United. What did we beat Manchester United when the season started? 1-0. We had a whole team there, right? That was the whole team. Everybody, that's the great. We hit the whole entire squad. 1-0. Should have lost that. That's why I said, get ready. Get ready. Y'all hold on to your butts because this is going to be one hell of a ride here towards the end of the season. And last night was an opportunity. This manager wasted the opportunity last night to try to make it hard. They came back with 8 points before. But what's the odds of them doing that 2 times back-to-back? What do you feel safe about? You at least feel 8 points this far in the season. You say, you know what? You might kind of hit them with a little bit of a blow. But you gave them new life last night, Arteta. You gave them new life. And you better shape up, man. You better start playing some real ball around here. This attack is anemic. I've showed y'all tonight. We spent over an hour tonight. I've showed you all how bad this attack is going forward. We've got some serious problems at this football club going forward. And Kai Havertz ain't coming back alone to save it. I just showed y'all what a grade 3 hamstring looked like. You all saw it. Y'all saw what Kevin De Bruyne's leg looked like. He's got to train. He's got to get back up to footballing speed. Then he's got to get used to being back out on the pitch. And we are in January. By the time he gets here, probably towards the end of the month, in February, let me go ahead and put you on out of here, my friend. He's out of here. Told you, we putting him out of here, buddy. You sit here for 30 minutes to get in here to say something crazy, you out of here. We're not playing. Not playing in here. Not playing. We're not putting up with it. If you want to talk, you go somewhere else. We're not playing with it here. We're talking facts, fundamental, and we're keeping it 100% real over here. The facts of the matter is this attack is not good, and we have been winging it the last several games here, and we are going to get caught slipping. And this manager is going to have to find a way. He's going to have to manage this season. I told y'all, this manager is going to have to manage. He's getting paid the big bucks. You have to be getting paid the big bucks. And he's going to have to find a way to win these tight games like last night, because last night was a missed opportunity, a major missed opportunity. And you're right, Tangy, 100%. We can't keep riding this luck like this. We're too early in the season to be talking about riding luck. We should be riding luck there towards the end. We should be riding luck towards the end. So, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Let me see who we got live. Who is live tonight that I can go over to? Let's see here. Let me Let's see what we got here. Let's see who is live. I know Lee. Lee is out tonight, I believe. Let's see. Northside, appreciate it, man. Appreciate the North. I appreciate the raid. I forgot to say that. I was in the middle of that rant. Now I saw it, but I forgot to mention it. Let's see who else do we got that is live tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see who else we got here. Who is live tonight that we can send the love here? We got Sarcasm City, my boy. We'll send y'all over to Sarcasm City. Tell him Southern Gooner Raid. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you for tuning in tonight. I predict we'll win against Portsmouth. We should win that game. I'm going to go 3-1. Jesus will probably get some goals. They'll go ballistic, say he's back. He's going to change the world, and everything's going to be A-okay. And then we'll get Forest, and then that's where the trouble's going to come in at. I think Forest next weekend is going to be a difficult test, and I definitely think the United game is going to be more than difficult for us. We're going to have some trouble in that game because I was hoping that Amarin would have stayed. But even at that, like I said, you can play Manchester United even at that worst, and they'll still make a game out of it. So this season is a long way from being over. Regardless of what people tell you all, this season is a long way from being over. We're up 6 points. We've got to find points. To be safe, we need to be going into the end of March, April, 10 to 12 points clear. I'm telling you, we have got to go in, and we've got to find points. Yeah, that Portsmouth game is going to be tough. Now, don't. That's hostile environment. We don't like hostile environments either, and that's something else that we got to learn. We got to learn to win in hostile environments. We did a good job of it against Bournemouth, but I think Semenyo's mind was already at City. As a matter of fact, I think they said the game before that he had already told the team he was leaving, so he probably was trying to stay healthy and just trying not to make sure he wasn't suspended or whatever. So, all right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting ready to head out of here, man. Hope that you enjoyed it. If you have not subscribed, make sure you do. If you're not liked, make sure you do. Both are free. Hope that you have a good one. I will be on with Lee on the watch along on Sunday, so make sure you come over there and support us. We hope that you enjoy the content that we put out. Hope that you enjoyed tonight's show. And I'm going to watch some American college football. I'm going to go watch this Oregon and Indiana game. Don't spoil the score for me. I figured to walk in there and go watch that right now. So we're going to go ahead and head on out of here. Hope y'all have a good night. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch you all on Sunday. Be blessed. Peace.
Real fans, bro. Real fans are critical. Why?
Yes, exactly.
Because real fans, we expect the best.
Yes.
We don't want shortcuts, bro. We don't want you sleepwalking through it. We want the best. And if
I hit the wrong thing. Now we going out here. Y'all bad with me. I hit the wrong stinker and hooked. Here we go.
Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Southern Gooner here on YouTube.